Early morning wake up, gotta get ready for the training. Now we'll be briefing of the entire day. Order is packing backpack for 24 hours, then we're gonna head out. So I changed from my current sniper harness to this LBX lock and load chest rig, and what's good about this is that I can still wear the hip support of my backpack, which I couldn't with the sniper harness. So we're going out for 24 hours, 4 people, and that's all the stuff we need. Right here we have the 2 sharpshooter rifles. Then we have the 2 gun cases. Of course you want to protect the guns while transporting it there, otherwise you will get to your cover and then, I don't know, maybe the scope is not zeroed anymore because you bumped it into something. Mags are loaded. Let's prepare the rest of the stuff. So before we're going to the field with the car, of course we have to check if every equipment is here. So we're laying it here on the ground so the commander can double check before we're loading it into the car, because once it's in the car you can't really tell if everything is there. And why are we doing this? Obviously all the equipment is very important. We're not bringing any stuff we don't need, so if something is missing we're pretty much done. For example, the night vision systems, if one of those is missing, we have 3 people with night vision, 1 person doesn't have anything, so you can't really operate as a team. Since we're going into battle training, we have to camouflage the entire car, especially those parts which kind of give away that it is an actual car. So we're talking about windows, the mirrors on the sides, the light, and all the other stuff which, you know, when you see it, you know it's a car. License shield, best example. So every single soldier of the 4 people of the squad is equipped with an assault rifle with 5 magazines, each 30 rounds. Then the P80 pistol for backup, obviously, and we're also bringing 2 sharpshooter guns, and of course all the equipment necessarily, which is night vision systems, thermal systems, the batteries, and also the tripods for all those devices. So we're about to make a cabrio out of this pukke. So that's how the pukke looks in the cabrio battle ready configuration. So we have the camouflage netting all over the place, just in case if we stop somewhere and want to camouflage the car, we can immediately do that. We got 25 liters of water right here, and of course all our gear is packed right here. The advantage of the cabrio configuration is obviously your field of view is a lot bigger, and you can also engage the enemy directly without exiting the car. You can basically shoot from your sitting position in the car, which is a big advantage. Ready for battle. So I couldn't properly sleep this night because my comrade snored again, just like every night. So I woke up at 3 in the morning and I always have to wake him up, which sucks because I have to get out of the bed. So lunch break is over and we're heading out to the field again. Today's scenario will be that there's an actual conflict zone. Of course there are smugglers who try to bring full automatic guns back into the country, and we have to kind of find out where those people are. We're leaving the military facility over there. Now we're heading out to some forest. So I'm right now securing this area from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and meanwhile in the back they parked the car, and there we will hide the car with the camouflage nets and all the other stuff. So in this scenario we're completely simulating the steps from the sharpshooter from the military facility all the way to his cover. So right here, as we can see, we drove the car into the forest away from the road so people passing by can't see it, and we completely camouflaged this, first with the camouflaging net and then with some natural vegetation. Usually if you're doing this in real life, in a real scenario, you would chop down some trees, like some of the vegetation stuff, and put it onto the car to camouflage it even better. But right now we're in Austrian forest and we're not allowed to do that. But you can kind of get an idea how good you can camouflage a car, especially with the nettings. If you put them away from the car and you make those triangles, you completely cover up the shape of the car. So right now we have to go to the next position and there we get the next briefing. So as a sharpshooter, you always bring your assault rifle and your sniper rifle, and of course also your pistol. For scenarios like this, where we have to secure our buddy's way to cross the street. If we wouldn't have an assault rifle, it would be difficult. With the pistol you can't really do anything. Also with the sniper, if there's 5 enemies coming, what are you gonna do with a bolt action sniper rifle? That's why you always bring an assault rifle. So we just learned group formations, different ways to approach the enemy and things like this. And it's quite funny to see that at the military they actually hold the formation, because in an airsoft milsim it's usually like this. In the beginning, the first few hours of the milsim, everybody's super serious about it and they do the military group formations. But after at least 2 or 3 hours, it's just like a bunch of people going for a walk, chatting with each other. It's like a cozy going for a walk basically. Yeah. So all the time when we're doing those battle trainings, I always feel like something is missing, something is wrong. Then I go like, I forgot my pro. Then I realize it's not airsoft. Redoing my makeup. Gotta be pretty for the video. We just arrived at the danger line. Here in the back we can already see our objective. We should observe this area to find out if the gun smugglers are around. And now the next task is to find the best position for your cover, which means you have to take care that you have a nice view, but you also should have a retreat plan, and at the same time it should provide a good amount of cover, reasonable amount of cover. Now the next step is to prepare our ghillie suit to the vegetation. We're also measuring the distances and put them onto the drawing more or less. So for example, an enemy approaches and he's standing next to a very significant tree. We can already look at the drawing which says, okay, that's 700 meters, we can adjust the scope and then we're ready for the shot. So the spot that we chose right over there, the surroundings are trees like this, small needle trees. So I basically have to adapt my suit to this environment. So the basic ghillie suit, it's very universal, but the color itself doesn't really blend in with this tree right here. I mean, it already does because I added some natural vegetation. If you just drop it here on the ground, you see it already works pretty decent. But if you're a perfectionist, you still add some more. Which I'm not, but I still have to do it. We're about to get closer to our observation spot. Obviously we have to really take care when we get there, since at this position we have view to the enemy, which means the enemy can also basically see us. Obviously we are camouflaged to the maximum and we're moving slow, so it's gonna be hard for the enemy to spot us. right now we're in position. I'm the function of the shooter, while my buddy is the function of the spotter. So when you look at movies, usually sharpshooters are the guys who run like from room to room, kill a bunch of guys with a pistol, then they get into position with their sharpshooter gun and shoot some more guys. No, that's not the reality. The reality is more or less this here, even though it's a training, that's how it will look on the battlefield. Sharpshooter is the guy that needs days to just get into position, and once he's there he just observes for another few days. So you just lie there, you have to fight the cold, you have to fight not falling asleep, you always have to pay attention even though nothing has happened, and that's one of the real challenges of being a sharpshooter. So a lot of people keep asking me why I don't wear ghillie suits, because snipers of the real forces, they're also wearing ghillie suits. And here you can see the reason why. A ghillie suit is designed for the real sharpshooter, which basically stays at the same position for hours, even days, maybe even weeks. So this suit is not designed for an airsoft battlefield where the sniper is basically always moving. The airsoft field is just a way more dynamic battlefield. And at the same time, I mean, you're playing airsoft to have fun, so that's a huge difference. As the sharpshooter, you know, you're observing for 2 or 3 days. That's what the suit is designed for. And who would do this in airsoft? Nobody would just lie there for days just to get this one shot. I hate night missions. Came back from the night mission. Now we gotta check that we didn't lose anything, and then it's bedtime. It's 12 PM. I should actually sleep already, so I'm good for tomorrow. But I still have to shower, get my shit together, answer some emails, then go to bed.